your decision, what you had taken back 2 years back, is it paying off? Yes or no? But what kind of content do you learn? In the first year, Garv, what subjects do you learn? Because you don't really have a technical background, do you feel that समझ नहीं आ रहा है? Not a good relation with the tech? ऐसा लग रहा है कि हो जाएगा? Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. I am Sanika Mate, your friend, your mentor and your guide, welcoming everyone to the Campus Insider series. So today I have invited somebody or some students whom you guys have been asking a lot, okay? Specifically those students who are looking at doing finance, okay? So finance students have option with B.Sc Finance, and I'm sure if you have been watching the Campus Insider, you guys know B.Sc Finance. We have done it twice in the last 2 years, okay? But this time we are exploring another interesting program from one of the loved university, which is NMIMS. And this particular program has been launched last year, okay? So we don't have any alumni here, but we definitely have students who have been studying their content for the last 2 years. And in this episode, we would be mapping the journey for you all to understand if BBA Fintech, that's the program, BBA Fintech is the right program for you. If you are interested in pursuing your career in finance, if the BBA Fintech program would be the one you should be really eyeing on. So what are we planning to cover in this episode? Okay, so we would be talking about the content. We would be talking about how exactly the campus life is, okay? And not about placement. Again, I'm repeating, not about placement, because there is, as of now, all the students are in the second year. When we do it next year, again, we will talk about placement. But this year, let's understand how the journey has been, how NMIMS as a university is looking at delivering the program, and how they are delivering it, how exactly students are feeling about the program, and how exactly the growth looks like for them. Okay, so let me start with a good round of introduction here. So I have 3 lovely students with me. Let's start with ladies first. As usual, we have Shagun with us, we have Garv Agarwal, and then we have Agastya. All right, let's start with the introduction first with Shagun. Shagun, can you please let us know about your profile and your introduction in general?
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Shagun Jain. I was born and brought up in Mumbai. I completed my schooling from GD Somani Memorial School, which was from an ICSE board, and my percentage in 10th was 95.2. After that, I completed my 11th and 12th from an HSC board, HR college. It's near Churchgate, and my percentage after HR was 91.5. Apart from that, right before entering my degree college, I gave several entrances, CET of course, and apart from that, NPAT as well. So I also applied to a few other universities, and then here I am at NMIMS.
Lovely. So you are a student who is above 90%. Okay, hang on to that thought, because I want to kind of just speak to, just highlight a point after this. Okay, let's start with you, Garv.
Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Garv Agarwal. I'm from Pune. I was born and brought up in Mumbai though. And so I finished my schooling from Gurgaon. I was in Lotus Valley International School, where I scored 96.3% in my 10th boards. And then after that, I was a part of Symbiosis Junior College, where I was a part of HSC, the HSC board, Maharashtra board. And there I scored 93.67 in my 12th. After that, right now, currently, I'm pursuing a dual BBA. So I'm pursuing the IIM Bangalore's BBA in Digital Business and Entrepreneurship, along with the BBA Fintech at NMIMS Mumbai. So in total, I gave about, I think it's similar to Shagun as well, I gave about 6 entrances, all the major ones including, including NPAT as well. And well, I eventually decided to select NMIMS. I cleared the entrances for all the entrances I gave except for IIM Indore, IPMAT. And but then I decided NMIMS was the right fit for me.
Perfect. What about you, Agastya?
Hi everyone, my name is Agastya Podwal. I'm born in Chennai, moved to Bombay and brought up in Pune. I studied my 10th from Vibgyor High and I scored 93.5%. Then I moved to Bangalore for a year to pursue football, but simultaneously I was doing Cambridge International A levels. So for the individuals who are pursuing international education, they can relate with me that we don't have a percentage, but my top three aggregates were B in mathematics, B in IT, and C in economics. Then, unlike these two individuals, I did not give any entrances. I wanted to move abroad, so I majorly focused on my extracurriculars and I gave the SAT. Um, Gratefully, NMIMS was accepting SATs, and my backup with the geopolitical issues, I decided I have to apply to India, so I applied to NMIMS. I got into the University of Sydney abroad, but I didn't think it was the right decision considering geopolitical standpoints at that point, so I decided why not NMIMS. And I decided BBA Fintech because I always wanted to pursue coding, but I also liked finance.
Lovely. So one thing is very clear. You all are above 90, right? Even in 10th, even if you have to look at the lowest one, it has been above 90. Okay. So, and just to kind of clear the air, I have been repeating it in my, episodes. Any student after the 10th or 12th, when they want to go for a degree college and they give the aptitude test, 7-8 entrances, giving 7-8 entrances is normal. Absolutely normal. Okay, so let's address the next question. BBA Fintech was the first time getting introduced back in 2024 when all three of you opted for it, right? What was your choices when you opted? I mean, see, when you opt for it with NMIMS, the first option when you want to do BBA, you know it is BBA itself. That's a flagship program and undoubtedly a very rigorous, and you know the payout is definitely good for it. But what were your inhibitions? What were your thought process when you opted? Because it's a new program, थोड़ा डर लगा रहता है ना कि अच्छा नहीं हुआ तो कुछ, क्योंकि teething issues would be there. So I want to know, starting with you, Shagun, what were your choices and why you opted for BBA Fintech?
Okay, so as I said that I applied for several entrances, and one thing was very sure that I wanted to pursue BBA. I knew I wanted to do it, and I knew that we have NMIMS as a flagship, offering BBA as a flagship program. But now when I opened the portal, and there was this news around that fintech is going on, okay? And I opened the portal and I see the option for BBA Fintech. So now, I'll be very honest, considering how competitive everything is. So everybody around me is doing something extra, something different, and you are constantly in the race of standing out. And what stood out to me was the word fintech next to BBA. And I am like, I'm anyways applying to the university, and what could go wrong? BBA is a flagship program. And so it sounded so different, so I took it. But this is on the very front end, but on the back end, I also knew that finance and technology together is a booming industry. True. Something which is not yet out there, but it's going to be there soon. And with the immense population that we're surrounded by, I think this would give you a little edge. So yes, of course, on the first, it sounded different, so I took it.
I would completely agree. The finance and the partnership of finance and tech is a absolute firecracker, and you can see it in the finance sector, the way it is evolving. Absolutely. Yes, Garv, what was your reason?
So apart from the common reasons, as Shagun also said, fintech being a booming industry, one does often want to be at the center of it, understand what's going on. But when I saw the course outline in totality, I realized that the link which NMIMS has been able to build subject-wise has been quite amazing. So if I am someone with very little to no coding background, as such, I've had very little experience with it. But when I saw that they actually went into the intricate details and realized what was important for the industry and not just for me or for the sake of a course, that's what appealed to me. So, for example, in our course outline, we've started with C++, which is a very important programming language when it comes to, because it's the foundation for every other language out there. Following that, we have Python foundation. So they've built from the basics, planned it out completely in detail, and that's what appealed to me in the course outline in totality.
Yes, Agastya.
I think my dad and I would label like as pure finance bros who discuss like a lot of information with the market, and fintech was booming, not because of the private sector, but because of the public sector. The government was definitely funding a lot, and I needed to apply to a course in India. So I asked my dad, B.Sc Finance or BBA Fintech, what to pick. And he was like, try something new, try something different. It's okay if it's a new course. And as you mentioned, that dar was there. But ultimately, I believe with every new course, you need to see the backbone, which is a university. And NMIMS is quite prestigious. I didn't doubt it once when I thought execution would not be a problem with NMIMS. So I decided, why not? You have coding. Everyone needs to learn a little bit about coding, at least in today's generation, to have an edge. And fintech just stood out. So I decided that fintech was the right to go.
Perfect. So your decision, what you had taken back 2 years back, is it paying off? Yes or no?
Yes.
You guys are regretting anything? I hope so, no.
I am not
No.
regretting it.
None of you. Perfect. Okay. So my next question to all three of you would be, what was the expectation and what happened when you entered in the first year? What content? See, when we talk about fintech, we talk about finance, because I remember in 2024, when NMIMS launched this program, I actually interviewed Sunny sir for understanding what the program is. And I'm sure everybody would get that particular link. I'll post it in the description. So ensure you watch that episode as well, because it is a very detailed information about what the program offers. Okay. Now, when I was speaking to him, he very categorically mentioned that they want to ensure that the finance, student doesn't have to really know coding. And that was something which was really standing out that point in time, because they're kind of talking about tech, finance, but coding is not required. So you tell me, what was the first year looked like when it comes to content? What did you learn? What subject was it? Was any challenge? I want to delve into that. So starting with you, Agastya.
I think the first sem definitely exceeded my expectations compared to going the second sem and third sem, because I believe they put the best faculty out there, considering it was a new course. I'm not sure if that was planned or was it coincidental, but the first semester was definitely very well done by the faculty. Was it rigorous? Definitely yes. Speaking to multiple friends from other courses like BCom, B.Sc Finance and BBA, you do realize that this course has an edge to it, but you need to understand with an edge also comes more rigor, comes more effort, comes more syllabus. So I definitely felt overwhelmed by the amount I had to study. So that was one, not a negative trait, but a thing which I would say people need to be prepared for. But ultimately, I believe it was executed well. It's a course which is being launched for the first time. You need to have some margin of error with things. But ultimately, I cannot complain. I think the course was done well. The faculty was even better. And I don't have any complaints.
I think being overwhelmed, I think that's a language or that's a state which NMIMS students tend to be in. So that's a common thing. So, when the students say that, ma'am, I said, it's okay, just overwhelmed. That's the words. I think that's what the state you guys be in, and that's how you get prepared for the corporate world. But what kind of content do you learn in the first year, Garv? What subjects do you learn?
So we learn economics, we learn accounts. So it's in the first sem, it's mostly a revision of all the things which we've done in 11th and 12th. So most of the subjects are aligned with that, including financial accounting, economics, principles of management, marketing, etc. In the second sem is where we start with the tech basics, where as I mentioned, C++, C programming comes into the picture. We had Excel classes where we learned tricks, techniques to use Excel faster. And yeah, overall, we then start getting the appreciation for finance, I believe, from the second sem itself. From the first sem overall, but from the second sem, we actually realize that finance is more than just the word or a few terms which we may have learned in 11th and 12th, but it's much deeper, it's much more complex, but simpler at the very same time.
I completely agree, but finance, the kind of vast this sector is, okay, it's huge, and that is the reason I think a lot of people prefer finance, because there is room for everyone. Okay, what I want to understand from you, Shagun, is though you guys are starting with C++, Python, because you don't really have a technical background, do you feel that समझ नहीं आ रहा है? मतलब you feel Darshil Safari at one point कि पढ़ा रहे समझ तो आ रहा है, because it's eventually tech. Okay, so a person who is having not a good relation with the tech, ऐसा लग रहा है कि हो जाएगा.
Definitely. So I will not say कि 110% first time में ही हो जाएगा, because I am somebody who did science till 10th. 11th and 12th was economics, so tech was not there at all in my dictionary. But I knew what I was up for, so I was a little prepared. Apart from that, as they correctly mentioned, semester 1, they don't bombard you with tech because they know that you're new. You can't have all of this together. So we had accounts, we had economics. It just gave us a flow that, okay, what we've done, we're doing it. So that was a little relief. Semester 2, when C programming came in, and then we continued with C++ throughout the semester. In the first 2-3 lectures, we did feel, okay, now things are getting real. अच्छा, अब tech आ गया.
वो मैट्रिक्स वाली फीलिंग आती होगी ना, ये क्या चल रहा है?
Yeah. But at the same time, it's beyond difficult. It's just exciting. It's just exciting to open the tab on your laptop and be like, okay, I'm programming. I'm learning something different. I'm building what people are using. So it was a little difficult in the start. I would say in the first few weeks, it was a little difficult because with zero background in tech, I'm talking what is happening. Really? If you've done something like a Java before or an extracurricular course before, it is going to be easy for you because you need to know basics. Programming is all about logic and how you build it. There is nothing to rote learn in this subject. But for somebody who had zero background in tech, in the start, a little difficult, but you get a hang of it eventually. And what also happened was a feedback was taken. This year, when we came in, they asked us for an extremely rigorous feedback. They were like, it's going to be an anonymous form, so nobody is scared. And
That is lovely. I think a lot of colleges need to do that.
100%. And the feedback has helped so much. One major point that we pointed out was, if C programming could not be done all together in the second semester, if it could be divided between the 2 semesters, and we really did not expect that to actually happen, because imagine first years coming up and giving you a feedback of what you've thought of for the past 4-5 years, and they did it.
Lovely.
It's divided into 2 different semesters right now.
But I think it's the way the delivery is being done. I think it is being kept. I think students, this is something, I think it's a very lovely move taken by the college, giving you that opportunity and asking the feedback from you. I think that's the best way of possibly delivering a program, which is lovely. Okay, tell me something. It's a semester system, right? How the exam or the test look like? Because I know all the NMIMS student during the examination time, they are like, वो ओवरवेल्म के ऊपर भी कुछ होता है, तुम लोग सब लोग वहाँ पे होते हो, ठीक है, एक रात पहले पढ़ाई शुरू होती है, पर बोलते हो मैम हो जाएगा, वो हो रहा था, और you guys felt ये थोड़ा ज़्यादा है.
I think they very clearly show you the bifurcation of the marks. So like we have an end semester of 50 marks. That is overwhelming. That is definitely something. But before that, you have like these tests, 10-mark tests, you have projects. So scoring is not that difficult in the first 50 marks because it's diversified. So you get to apply what you learn and you also get to rote learn a little bit. So there's a mix of everything. But as you mentioned, yeah, the end semesters are quite a bit where everyone is in a shock state.
Clearly, nobody entertains, when I call them for any student, any information is difficult to get. End semesters, ma'am. And I completely appreciate it. But one thing which I just caught, what you mentioned, that scoring is not difficult. Tell me something, all 3 of you coming from that particular batch of 60 for BBA Fintech, I am sure the peer group is also of a similar kind of level. 90 plus, everybody in the class would be 90 plus, or do you have 85 as well? I'm talking about percentage.
Yeah, after 12,
Yeah,
we do have 85 as well.
you do have 85.
You have all, like you have some 95 plus, 85 plus.
Correct.
Yeah.
See, if you look at student who's capable enough of scoring 85 plus, we are talking about students which is coming with a good quality peer group is what you have, who are competitive and would definitely want to score well, which is the best part. You tell me something, with the peer group, scoring is better, scoring is possible, but is it like a very tight competition, Garv, in the class?
I believe everyone is quite hardworking when it comes to the course. So everyone knows what they're doing, everyone knows how they're doing it, and everyone pays attention in class. So whenever they do, they understand. The teachers themselves actually quite a good guide for all students. So what they do is before every exam, they ensure that they have at least one class devoted to helping students understand as to what is demanded in the subject in the exam, the answers which you're writing. They make sure that they give us a format or any sort of, what would we expect you to write it for a question like this. So that helps in bringing everyone to the same page. So everyone starts preparing accordingly. Yes, I would call that, because everyone starts preparing and then everyone works hard accordingly. So yeah, it's pretty devoted, pretty hardworking group of peers. Yeah, competitive. Yes.
Is it healthy competition?
It's healthy competition. That's something to be very glad about, because everyone actually, everyone motivates the others, but at the same time, they're also motivated to working themselves. So that helps in creating a very healthy environment for learning as well for all students who are sitting in class overall.
Lovely. Now, with your, speaking about peer, okay, this is the best time for you guys to learn from each other. Okay, and I think this is what would take you, places, because once you get into the corporate world, you know that these group of people will be your soundboards even when you move to corporate. You tell me something, what kind of location the students are coming from? So you are a proper Mumbaikar, right? So he's kind of Bangalore and then Pune. He's from Delhi and then Pune. Do you have students coming from all part of India, or you have a majority of students who are in Mumbai? It's not a residential program, I know, but I'm sure students are coming from other cities as well.
Yes. So when I entered NMIMS, on the third or the fourth day, the sir just asked that how many of you are from Mumbai, and I expected the class to raise their hands. I was like, okay, there might be a few people who are outstation, but turns out it was, I guess, a 30-40% crowd that raised their hands for Mumbai, and I'm like, okay, wait, where are the others from? Turns out a few people. We have this one student from Muscat. We have one student from Andaman and Nicobar Islands.
Lovely.
Yes, and it is very diverse. So we have students from Kolkata, we have students from Delhi as well, some who were born and brought up in Delhi, some who shifted like him. And so it is a mix of all cultures. You get to learn how everything was different in their place and how everything is so different here. Not only with respect to the curriculum, because they come from a different school, college, board, but with also respect to the lifestyle. So we get to know what we are in for. Okay, Mumbai is a small pond, but when I go out into the sea or the ocean, this is what I will face. So it's very diverse.
And you learn a lot from your peer group, specifically when you start talking to them, you realize that outside Mumbai, the world is a little different. And that's what really makes it beautiful and good. Now let's talk about, बहुत serious बात कर ली हमने. Let's talk about the campus life. NMIMS is famous for the festivals. Okay, you tell me something. First year, are you allowed to get into clubs and the committees, what they have, and how the fun activity happens? Because that's where you develop your people skills. That's where you learn the home ground of ensuring your skills kind of gets developed. Starting with you, Agastya.
Yeah, I think 1 month into college and they start advertising. Like they just don't start saying, they start advertising. Hardcore advertising, where all the clubs are being advertised. You know what each club is about. You have your college fest, you have the corporate interface cell, which is more towards the corporate side of things. You have the tech club, you have the social club as well. So like multiple clubs is fully diversified. Coming down to your individual traits, whatever suits you best, you can join. I personally joined the college fest and I joined the corporate interface cell because they both aligned with my values. I wanted to be part of the college fest, but I also wanted to be part of the corporate interface cell. So for me, these two were my clubs, but some people join 3-4 clubs, some people join 5 clubs, some people don't join any clubs. So it comes down to the individual person, but I would highly suggest people joining clubs. I have made wonderful friends. I have had my best time in clubs and it's so fun organizing. It's so fun meeting new people and networking, most importantly, which you come to college for. Sure. Not only with students, but even when you have fests and you're inviting people, you make that contact. And you might not realize that right now, but in the long term, you never know when it'll help.
You summed up everything very lovely. I must say, this is something which we recommend. It is something which is worth absolutely. Student not joining clubs, karo. It is very helpful. Garv, same feeling?
Same feeling.
You are a part of which club?
I was a part of the corporate interface cell as well, along with DebSoc and NMIMS. So those were the two which align with my values. Right now, I think it's probably even a better time for all the freshers who are about to join, because now NMIMS has launched a lot of new clubs. So all of them are now part of different forums. So we've got Enactus, then we've got so all the clubs which are there pre-existing before, we've got all those along with a lot of additions which allow first years and second years everyone to join. So the entire club structure has been revamped, but it's been revamped for something definitely more exciting.
Which club?
Yeah, so I was a part of the College Fest and also Corporate Interface Cell. And as he correctly mentioned, that they've revamped it. So from something which is natural to man-made, you have everything. You have your Nature's Club, but you also have your Tech Club. So it's extremely diverse. And they usually tell you that you should join clubs where you can dedicate enough time to. So don't join too many clubs. Put your focus on 3 good clubs and be there. Your networking is going to take you a long way.
I'm very certain about that. Networking helps. This is what will help you guys. All right. So starting, we discussed about a lot of serious stuff. Okay. We discussed a little fun activity, which is the clubs. But I want to understand, see, for after when you get into the degree college, there are certain things which is very important for a student. Okay. Which is the dress code. All right. I want to understand what exactly the dress code is. Is it what you guys are wearing, which looks pretty decent? Because you guys just came from the college directly, I kind of hijacked you. So you tell me something. Is this what the dress code is, which is looking very comfy and presentable? Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
So is there something which is not allowed? Kuch to hoga, because right now the uniform for you guys is cropped up in a high-waist jeans.
So they're alright with casuals, like any normal casual would be okay if you go to college here. But as long as it's not torn jeans or something like that, trying on latest fashion, something like that would probably...
Sleeveless okay with girls?
Yeah, but sleeveless just presentable, like spaghetti, maybe no.
Okay, no noodle strap. No noodling. Okay, fine.
And if you want to wear that, jacket.
Yeah, jacket would be there, obviously. Yeah. Okay. So basically ensuring no torn jeans. Hair color, is it okay?
Yeah.
Hair color is fine. No, because I know a lot of universities which would not entertain nail paints and all that. So I'm asking in those kinds, everybody have a choice when they want to get into a university. They perceive their college life to be in a certain way. I want to ensure that my students get clarity. Okay, so once they know that they want to get into NMIMS, they know, fine, this is what I can expect out of there. Okay, tell me something, when it comes to campus life, okay, how exactly it looks like. Everyone who would comment saying campus life, NMIMS doesn't have a campus, sirf ek building hai, I get this in the comment section. So don't do that. There is campus life. When I talk about it's about their life in the, throughout their course. All right. So starting with you, Agastya.
As Shagun mentioned, you are meeting so many people from so many different parts of the country. And that itself, it's so exciting because you're meeting so many different people. As someone coming outside Bombay and experiencing Bombay for the first time, I mean, it's incredible. So, you meet people from Bombay, you meet people outside Bombay. So that plays a major role in the campus life because it's your friends and it's your circle, which make, I think, 90% of it. And I think that would go for any college, regardless of the infrastructure or where it is. Ultimately, it's your friends and who you surround with. And I think with NMIMS, as far as I've seen, I've met wonderful people, different kinds, and I have fully diversified my friend group. So I'm learning new things, I'm getting to teach people new things. And ultimately, yeah, apart from that, I believe clubs play a major part of your campus because as your events get closer, you're doing college, then you're doing college work, and then you're also doing club work. So your whole day goes in that. So you're pretty much in that same building the whole day, but you don't realize that because you're meeting so many different people and it's fun.
It definitely sounds fun. Okay, tell me something. What normally your college timings are?
So for first years, it starts at, I think now it starts at 1 o'clock. So it starts at 1 and ends at 6:40 p.m. And for the second year, third year, the lectures start at 7 a.m. in the morning and regularly end at about 12:40.
Not bad. So you have more time. Something which I'm very keen and I think I kind of skipped, it just came up in my mind. What about the internships? Because placement doesn't exist because you guys are in the second year. As of now, we don't really have any batch which has reached placement. But what works or what happens when it comes to internships? Have you guys done any internship in the first year? You have.
So we had to do a mandatory social internship, which was an NGO basically. So you contribute to the any NGO which you want and you have to clock in 30 hours.
So both of you have also done this. Does it is it NMIMS helping you with the social internship, or you're supposed to be locating it and doing it by yourself independently?
No, so with this internship, we had to locate it ourselves.
Oh, and is it happened very smoothly कि ये task था?
It happened quite smoothly. So everyone reached out to the NGOs which they saw nearby, and then actually it was kind of a whole learning experience in itself, because finding internships individually is a lot tougher than being spoon-fed it to you. So learning how to do that was also quite a good learning opportunity, honestly. And yeah, I mean, they didn't provide any social internship from college because they wanted us to learn that. And meanwhile, however, they do help with corporate internship placements as well. So recently, we had a few big firms who were coming and inviting students to come and apply for internship applications for the second year. So they help out with the corporate part of it, but allow us to also learn how to find internships on our own with social.
Which is definitely a good thing to do, because this is how you know how to approach, which is lovely. Okay, now I think we covered everything: academics, how your campus life looks like, dress, attendance is what I'm aware of. After speaking to a lot of students, is 85%. It stays the same with 80? Okay, wow, lovely. It doesn't really leave a lot of room for you guys to have fun, but 80 is still not bad. Okay, now let me ask you a very important question. Agastya, 2 years, now you're the second year.
Yes.
Okay, what do you feel the future holds, or what exactly the feeling of overall for the program?
I think this is something which the industry is definitely going to see differently, because we've always had the similar tech one way and finance the other way. So when you merge these two, what do you get? I think ultimately I'm not the best predictor of that, but I'm quite positive, I'm quite optimistic. And I believe if students don't completely rely on their college, but also do external certifications, upskill themselves, gain experience, that's very important as well. So if you become well overall and you do the right things, I don't think that's going to stop you from, getting where you want to be. So at least with the college, I think the college does connect us with major corporate MNCs. And ultimately, if you are upskilling yourself, if you're developing your people skills, if you're doing well in college, I don't see any way where you won't do well ahead.
Garv?
Similar outlook as Agastya, with college already providing so many opportunities with large MNCs coming to college, and with BBA Fintech having its own, I'll say, unique course outline. It's quite different and unique from the other courses which would be available. I don't see why someone who is having good people skills and is doing something apart from college as well, side by side, learning and upskilling themselves, having the humility to learn, is something which would not stop them from moving ahead.
One question to you specifically. Looks like your appetite for learning is quite broad or quite big, because you right now have two mammoth tasks in front with you. One is the IIM Bangalore online program, and the other one is the BBA Fintech with NMIMS. Both the brands are world class, definitely offering you the best. But one thing which I have learned after even speaking to the IIM Bangalore students who are pursuing it, you need to have the appetite and another level of skills when it comes to time management. Okay, is it doable for you? Are you finding you're doing justice to both?
I believe I am doing justice to both. Yes, as you said, it does require a lot of time management skills, but you're able to hone those after a certain period of time. When you have, so with NMIMS, because we had so many assignments, so many projects and everything, you already try and understanding what to prioritize first, what to do when. Sometimes it does become quite tedious when the two exams may clash together, so which is something that happened in semester 2. However, it is still manageable as long as you are comfortable, or at least working hard enough to be able to manage the two. You just need to be confident enough.
All the best to for what you're doing, and do well. I would like to possibly see the growth in the third year, so I would catch up again with you for specifically for this one. Shagun, what about you? What exactly is the feeling after 2 years, and what do you see yourself? Where do you see the outcome?
As they rightly mentioned, that it's not only about your degree on paper, it's about your holistic development. And the best part is that people around you, even so we have mentors assigned to the class. So even them and your peer groups, they're going to push you to your limits. Because if I see 10 people around me doing something extra, I would also want to do that something extra. So, and you can be a part of research groups as well. So I believe that with my degree and with all these extra skills that I wish to develop, I feel the future holds something good. And they say it's a booming industry. So I believe it's going to be a good story.
I am very certain with all three of you, lovely profiles, lovely, and I like the fact that you guys are clear in your head. And this is something which is the requirement. I think you all just know the basics. Your basics are right, and I'm sure once your basics are right, you just know, you have a clarity in your head, it becomes all the more easier. So all the best to all three of you. Do well. I would like to connect with you again, next year to understand what second year is doing to you, and possibly, just understand what the journey. This is nothing but just mapping the journey of BBA Fintech. Thank you so much for taking out time and doing this with me. I appreciate all three of you taking out time from your college and running here just to get this done. And thank you so much.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you, ma'am.